Welcome, GMAN Division 1 to your weekly recap. Proper recap this time, not a precap. I am, of course, Gunnersigned, joined by Lozra.
Hello.
We're gonna try doing no music this time, except for the Blood Bowl background music, and see if that works better. But yeah, without further ado, let's look into them. Darkside Dreamers manage a tie against the New York Philanderers? No, Pillanderers. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
What do
Did
we
you watch
think?
this one?
Hmm?
Did you watch this one? 'Cause
I
didn't.
didn't.
Nice, good start. Oh, let's have a look at casualties and stuff.
Did you watch this one?
No, it's one
Okay.
of the ones I couldn't get to.
Well, interestingly enough, relatively similar amount of blocks there, though obviously the Orc's getting a bunch more removals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean a bunch of removals, but I guess not quite enough. 1-1 draw for the Dark Elves. Anything more we need to say about this one?
Not off the top of my head.
We
It's like block minimization, right? Like 39 blocks given up for a 1-1 draw, so it's probably like it probably would have been lower, but there was probably like a half decent shot on the ball, so you based up a bit for that, and then when it didn't work, you like backed off again.
Sure.
And no, I mean 1-1's like one of the chill. I feel like we're going to see a lot of 2-1s and 1-1s in this season. So I think
Okay, it's your prediction?
too crazy. I don't know.
We'll see, I suppose. We'll move on quickly. We don't usually spend too much time looking at these because we don't usually watch these games, and it starts becoming a guessing game. Oh, I don't see the point, really. Wolfbark's Mischief does win against ruining everybody's fun, however. You said this was a soft concede at turn 10?
I think it might have been 10-11. Yeah, I watched so Wolfpack went in with a wizard and a couple of extras. I can't remember the rest of the extras, but the TLDR is that like it was Chorf Drive, it got fireballed, and Wolfpack wasn't able to score off of it, but he was able to stop the Chorf scoring, so it was 0-0 at half time. And then to start the second half, Wolfpack just MNG'd and crippled this poor Chorf team. It felt like he got like 4 Kazes in 2 turns, all on just the Naked Claw. I think the Naked Claw got 2, Chuckles the third. Lucky fired in with 1, and then a random block rat like MNG'd a Chorf, and I think that was when because basically it was a pitch invasion kickoff event that stunned. Well, one of the balls got removed by the fireball permanently, and then the other one got stunned by the pitch invasion, and a couple of Chorfs got stunned by it as well. So it was just like Wolfpark's good enough to take massive full advantage of that. And I think it was so at 10-11. I think just a random nude decided there's 12 more games I need to play with these guys. There's Claw Palm on the pitch. Let's stay on the floor. Can't really blame them, to be honest.
Oh, really? Sounds like a rough game right there.
Yeah, rough kickoff event into a rough couple of turns.
Fun and interactive. Onwards.
Well, he did pick Chorfs.
Yeah, true.
He had it coming.
They are called ruining everybody's fun, so...
Yeah.
Next game is interesting. Slanash's Slaughterers versus Breakneck Rampage. The playoff winner loses his first game.
Yeah. Now the problem was, right, this was we also recap Andy Daver, and he was playing at the same time as the Sage. So I was flipping back and forth between the 2 games, trying to like see what was happening for the first half anyway. And what happened was it was the neck drive, and the kickoff result was a blitz, and the kick was like the perfect kick for the Sage, right? It was like in the wide zone on the halfway line, so we could put Crime. Was it Falcon? We put one of the Agi goats under it, pretty much a perfect screen, and caught it. So I switched off then, thinking like, Sage has got this.
Yeah.
It'll at least be 0-0 at half time, and then they'll score. So I went to watch Andy's game, and then I came back and saw he was like losing. I was just like, oh, I've missed it all. So I don't know how he lost, but he managed to lose from there. And then looks to things, it was that Okim played like quite a... Because they were set up in the Wizen, right? So chat was baiting for the Surf frenzy plays. But they held off and kept the Wolves back. So I think he realised that the Wolves were the only thing that were going to keep him alive in the game. And I guess he just slowly worked down the Slaughterers. I don't know. I don't know the specifics because I wasn't there.
Well, there was a bolt, which might have done something.
Maybe. May or may not have done something.
Yep. Alright. Bloodsuckers Inc. win their first game against the Rat Rebel.
Yeah, and this I thought this should have been 1-1, right? It was a pretty. I didn't. I can't remember how much of it I watched, but I just remember it was Random Boy did have to do some Thrall agi plays, but they did work. But he miscounted the scoring threat Gutter Runner, who was in fact in range because he was movement 9.
Mm.
But I don't think. But the Gutter Runner couldn't come up with the play to. I think he did, but it scattered. He got a lucky scatter and it bounced in bounds or something. And the Vamps were able to just get away with a win, but it was an interesting. I think it was maybe turn 15 if anyone wants to watch it back. But it was like put the throw on the side, but not far enough to get out of range of. I think it was the sack and gutter as well. Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't. It was the Fen one. Oh, I can't remember. Gutter runner died, and then Stop Killing My Gutters died and was AFO'd afterwards. So it's very good AFO usage by Crystal Hunter, right? Because he let go a wrestle tackle strip ball, and then was paid off, saved his 1-turner. So yeah, they'll live to fight another day, these rats.
Sounds like an exciting game. Always interesting with vampires around, I suppose. I didn't watch the game, so I don't have anything to add there. Let's move on to Hell's Doofuses winning 2-0 over GMAN. Didn't get to watch this game because I was doing something else in the background. Sorry, GMAN. You watched part of this? No, you...
No, I heard him chatting about how it was a ridiculous game, which implies that he got completely diced.
I think I see what happened. 52
Oh, no,
versus 46 blocks.
I caught a little bit of it. I hazily remember watching a couple of turns, and I saw you in the chat and was like, "Oh, Gunnerside will cover this one," because I think I'd watched like 4 Div 1 games at that point. I saw, "Oh, Gunnerside can cover this one. I'll go do something else."
Yeah, it was sort of like on my other screen, and I noticed like I think it was GMAN getting just completely out removed while his claw did nothing, as is evident here.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't really paying attention, I don't really remember anything except like the last couple turns, at which point I was done with my work, but the game was basically over. So
It's just a blur of dead rotter in your peripheral vision.
Yeah, that's honestly pretty accurate.
Oh well.
Oh well, indeed. Team Fantastic wins against the tanking generals. Guess we now know which is the superior chaos team.
Yeah, Flatfart turning up with 4 Kaz.
Oh Jesus!
One going to the 53rd best coach in REBBL. Yeah, there was a. I don't know. I didn't really watch it. I didn't have time to watch it, but I think I jinxed. Sorry to Failfish, because I think I jinxed it. I was like, oh yeah, no, this team is the worst chaos team, and they'll probably get relegated. And then Jimmy watched the recap and probably was like, I'll show them. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And just stepped up and won, like pretty casually.
Well, it's good to see he's still got some wins in him after deciding not to reroll. I can admire that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're a top 40 coach, so like, so I expect them. I guess they'll. I don't know. Yeah, I think they might even end up mid-season, just on Jimmy's talent alone, maybe.
At this point, who even knows? I don't.
Yeah, it's a tough one, right? Because like, in theory, like, when in the pre-cup, I was like, there should be enough talent in terms of coaching ability in this div that like the lack of Chaos Warriors gets found out. But I guess if your Beastmen are just that good, and if your opponents make a couple of mistakes, that might be enough.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been enough in this one. We'll see how many games he gets.
Yep. Oh, that's a big MVP right there, but I guess we'll get to that later. Then lastly, we have Masterful with his Blood to Sand winning against the Moist Owlets. Camry showing Wood Elves what's up.
Yeah, Masterful taking the 2-1. He did message me about this.
Oh, how exciting.
Like a while ago, so it's going to be deep in message log. I didn't watch the game, sadly.
Similar blocks there, 38 versus 36, and actually not too dissimilar amount of removal, so I'm wondering how Masterful managed that. 2-1 grad, I guess.
I think he talked about it in the Div 1 chat, maybe. Yeah. He said he two-turned? Yeah, he got a two-turn. Camry two-turn.
Camry
That'll do it.
2-turn, that'll do it.
Aprop scored on turn 7, and Masterful was like, well, time to two-turn, and just stepped up, apparently.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Apparently Masterful exposed their killer blitz rolls a bit too much, but they weren't punished this time. In fact, they were rewarded with a 1-0 win. Maybe that's something to look out for if you're playing against him in the next couple. You know, I know he's on tilt because we both played in a different league on Tuesday, and we both got absolutely diced out of our minds. So he might still be on tilt from that. So whoever's playing him next week, probably a free win on the.
Yeah, free win against Masterful. You heard it here first.
Yeah, he did.
Let's take a look at development. Oh god, so many levels not taken.
Oh,
It's the curse, right? But
it's because everyone's wants to see what the other person's done with their level ups first, so if they can try and min max it a bit, which I respect, but also as a recapper, is a bit of a problem.
I hate Div 1 already. So, what do we have here? Well, the Sages team had his one Chaos Warrior, MNG'd, which is unfortunate, but it's the worst one there, so. Falcon got a level, finally has block, so that's a blodge ball carrier with that G4. Took him a while, but now he's
Cool.
there.
Yep, eventually. They got
And then Rata always has a level. I'm guessing that's dirty player, but if it's a double, that could be maybe like dodge to make like a sacker.
we already have
No,
a
he
sack.
already has one, so
Probably a backup killer.
backup killer or
Right.
dirty player. Like his one dirty player there isn't really that valuable as a dirty player, I don't think, because it's 110k.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, it might be dirty player and then cycle positron might maybe. What the dirty player DT?
Yeah,
I guess it gives you. It's an interesting one, right?
I like it. I mean,
It gives you a bit of utility in the Agi matchups, doesn't it? DT. But there aren't going to be many Agi matchups this season. It's 2 rats and 2 elves, so
that's still 4 teams that are.
out of it's 4 out 1/3 of your games that are going to be against Agi.
It's not like that.
I don't. Yeah, I think
Substantial.
that might be worth it actually, because it might be worth keeping him around. Because
It's
you
not
have the
like diving
dirty player.
tackle is useless in the bash matchups.
That's true. In fact, there's an argument it might even be more effective in the bash matchups because it makes things like literally impossible almost.
Yeah, true.
Whereas elves, it just makes a really likely play, a moderately likely play. I don't know. Yeah, probably dirty player. Now that I think about it.
Right. Bloodsuckers Inc. Let's see if they had any development. None. So we'll move
Cool.
swiftly on. Hell's Doofuses. Now they definitely got someone. Because that. Now are those the only 2 levels? The Beastman got niggled, which is,
Not too big of a problem, right?
I want to say a sacking, but he's pretty deep in the
Yeah, he's even spiraling. It's the problem.
so that's pretty unfortunate. Other than that, there's Empty Head, the Beastman, who gets a level. Wonder what he gets. Probably dirty player because he has none.
Probably. And I'm also noticing there's 12 rostered players at the moment, so Numbskull would be your bench.
Yeah.
Another argument in favour of keeping them.
Decision. Shaknagor got a level 2. That's the big killer. I want to say what Juggernaut. What's his legend skill going to be, huh?
I think you're right with Juggernaut. I think we're just hoping for a double, right?
For jump up. I mean, if it
Yeah.
was a double, you'd take that already, right? Like instant pick.
Maybe they haven't. Have they rolled another level? That's not. They haven't rolled any of their levels yet, have they? So they might not. I don't know. If it's not a double, I think Juggernaut is correct because it improves their killing ability. I don't know. I'm trying to think what else I'd take. Maybe Pro.
Pro's a shout.
I took Pro on my killer. I didn't get much value out of it, but I'm also a terrible coach, so that might be more of the reason.
Okay.
But I think Pro is quite good. When you already have tackle, makes things like even more likely that you knock people over.
Except for when it's against Wrestle, right? Because against Wrestle, Juggernaut is better. Against non-Wrestle, Pro is better. Probably.
Yeah. There's if there was like a dedicated like Super Sacker goat, then maybe I'd say Pro. But I think Shagnagor might be acting almost as a safety sometimes, right? And having to blitz those. Oh, actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're right. I think it's Juggernaut. I'm just saying random stuff. I think the pain's getting to me a
The
bit.
pain's coming back. Alright, we'll move on quick. Oh, whoops. I went one thing too far. The next team would be Jimmy Fantastic. Let's
You
see.
remembered him this time.
Yay!
Let's go.
He has a big shining arrow above his team now, so it's like hard to miss him. Floor Trout got a level. It's probably gonna be strength, let's be honest here. But in case it's not strength, what is gonna be Mighty Blow as a backup killer?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like
That'll
Mighty Blow
go.
there seems like a pretty like on-brand pick.
Yeah. I think you do want the piling on goat as well as the piling on warrior. Maybe. I barely ever play chaos. I don't really know. It's either God or Mighty Blow, and it depends on what Jimmy wants to do.
I suppose. Yeah, but I mean, there's no point in speculating really, so we'll move on.
That's the whole point of the recap, is to speculate.
No, I think it's no. The whole point of the recap is to report on last week's result and then see what.
That's true. You got me then. You got me.
Like it's literally recap, right? And then probably the second most important thing is like crapping on people's skill choice. So, you know,
That's true.
when people haven't
We're
taken their
sorely
skills
missing on bad skill choices to crap on.
Yes.
So speculation fills the hole.
Blood to Sound, they had one level, and it's the skeleton. Dirty player.
Yeah, and he's another day player. The other one's got wrestle. The other DP's got wrestle now, so you might want to cycle. Although I guess in Div 1 you want all the bench you can get your hands on.
I'd say
So
so.
maybe don't cycle.
Right, that was easy. Moist Owlets. Here we go. They got nothing, so we'll move on.
Yeah, the best way for us to cover your team is to have your players die
Mm.
or get them level.
The tank generals got a level which they actually took. The strength 5 warrior gets tackle, so this is like Nurgle but better now, isn't it?
Yeah. A lot of MNGs though. The next game's going to be difficult.
Also, they had their excuse me, I'm tired. They had their carrier die.
Yeah, the big carrier gets gone. That's a huge loss.
Moving up, Surehand's Blodge 2 heads. There's a big loss for you.
Yeah, I guess you can carry it on the 6438 block goat in the meantime.
I probably would.
But your team is probably never seeing a carrier that good again. That's not stuff.
I mean, a strength 4 carrier isn't that shabby, is it?
Yeah, it's not shabby at all. But it's just the Agi 4 one with all the cool skills.
Maybe you get Ferdinand Fock, the 4 SPP he needs. He gets dodge, you know. Then Surehand's next level. Then
Yeah, it's just another double away. It's just having to roll that double sucks. It's like when you get the odd Chorf team or Skaven team that just can't roll claw.
he has
Oh,
3
yeah,
strength up. How hard is rolling a double, huh?
Apparently not hard at all.
So yes, an unfortunate victim of Shaw.
The first victim of the season.
Jimmy. Right. Speaking of Sean, man, Lords of the Dance, did they get anything? Well, they had an Agi bust on one of their rotters.
Okay.
Blockhead.
Doesn't.
And then 2 strikes got niggled. But he has money to replace him, so he might.
I'll do that.
Or you know, hug that money as if your life depends on it because you're so deep into spiraling expenses, you're probably never
I
seeing a
mean,
penny
the
again.
bottom Div 1 is pretty much relegated already. Sean's probably already doing the rebuild season. 100%. Oh,
Yeah, so that's that development there. The Rat Rebel, Crystal Hunters team. They actually had some things happen to them. Why am I yawning so
okay.
much? Right.
Don't
The
worry,
re
I'll
what was that?
take offense, don't worry.
The recaps are corny. I'll not take that too personally. Is dead. The wrestle, dodge, tackle, dauntless,
Oh,
gun.
it's right, because we started recapping them.
You're right. The dog in the background, man. I swear to God. And then
Good,
top.
it's the new music.
What was that?
Jimmy's just the neighbour's dog's been barking. It's excellent.
Yeah, it's one of those really like haggard. Um, you know when you're like playing with friends and there's this one guy who has like either his parents like shouting in the backgrounds or there's like this neighborhood dog or like gunshots. Apparently that's me now.
Well, you are in Norway, so I guess gunshots aren't too unreasonable. Yeah, I
Well,
know.
we're one of the countries with the highest guns per capita in the world, so
Yeah, shooting's like your thing, right? It's your national sport.
except that it's a sport for us. Not, you know, we'll move on. That was the Rat Rebel. Breakneck Rampage. Did they get anything? I mean, they played against... Yep, they did. I mean, get is a big word here. Did they lose anything? That's a yes. Meg White, the block guard, mighty blow tackle stand firm White, is dead. So this team apparently doesn't pay the golden tax, it pays the white tax.
They've diversified their tax evasion schemes. But yeah, audited. Feels bad. Dead white.
Does feel
Now,
bad.
they didn't get a win. So at least they have 3 points, right?
Hmm.
And they beat the Saints, more or less.
Yeah, and also the Ghoul is just MNG'd, so he'll be back more than soon enough.
They'll be back. Yeah.
3 SPP away from a level 2. And seeing as he doesn't have a ball carrier, that's probably the ball carrier from now on.
Yeah, probably.
Actually, I say that, but he has movement and wolf.
And Wolf just sitting there. Well, as long as both of the Wolves are still alive, this team is still competitive, I think. Maybe if both the golems go, then maybe it starts to get a bit cool, but...
And then it becomes like Inducement Necro with 2 big wolves, which is still probably a pretty good team, but less than great.
It's like an underworld team almost. In theory, 2 good blitzers and...
It's like haggard rest of the team, yeah, sounds about right. Yes, that was Breakneck Rampage. How about ruining everybody's fun? Didn't he have some, what was it, MNGs?
Yeah, and I think as well.
Yes, a couple of MNGs, mostly on hobgoblins. Oh, this is
The
so
rookie
odd.
is MMG, as well. But thanks to the concede, we're still in fighting shape. We've got all our big weapons available for the next game, so it's...
Indeed. So all in all, not too bad. Darkside Dreamers. Dark Elf team, let's see if they got crumped. They didn't. Just an MNG on... Well, actually they got a level. An MNG on Aspron Thorn, the normal lineup, but more importantly an MNG on this huge AG5 Retrieval Blister. It's unfortunate.
That's a big loss for him.
They did, however, get a level on Fenris, so that's another Rog there, which is nice.
More defensive skills.
Yeah, good stuff. Wolfbarg's Mischief. It's the rats. And the rats get a level. So their Claw Stormvermin finally has Mighty Blow. He has 2 of those now.
On with double claw and B. Did he get another level as well? I can't remember. I don't think so.
He only got the one level.
All those linemen are very close to level 2.
They are. Other than that, though, he got a niggle on playing for fun at the 4th. Wait. He got
No.
sacked.
And we have playing for fun the 5th, who's...
Wait, that doesn't make sense. On rebel.net, it says that playing for fun the 4th got MNG'd.
It says 5th for me.
Oh, wait, he
Unless
had a
you're...
playing for fun the 4th and a playing for fun the 5th on his team
Cool.
at the same time.
Cool way of doing it.
Why?
Why not? They wanted to win, what is it? Rebel, or whatever it is, the award. Oh yeah, the end of season awards are out, so go vote.
Yes.
Do that. Get out there. We weren't nominated for best recapper, sad time.
What do you expect, buddy? Like, I feel like a third of our recaps last season had some sort of technical issues.
That's true. I was hoping you'd face some admin influence, but maybe this isn't this.
Admin influence, as if, like, I've been in the team for like 1 week. I probably have less admin influence than most people in the actual league.
I have more admin influence than you, even though I'm not an admin. Probably not, right?
Wouldn't know, honestly. Could be. Either who, that was that rat team with the confusing names. But at least playing for fun the 4th is dead, so yeah.
It got a lot less confusing today.
Lastly, we have the New York Planderers, who got a niggle on their blitzer, Brock Nelson II. He didn't even get a single SPP before he got replaced by Brock Nelson III.
Yep, that's Blood Bowl life.
That's the Div 1 life. Sparky II, though, gets catch. The 1-turn probability, increases.
Where am I looking? Is this the York team?
Yeah, the New York Planderers.
Yeah, the 1-turn has just gotten so much more likely.
Yeah.
100%.
So much more likely. Let's take a look at next week's games. And we'll start off with the New York Planderers versus Hell's Doofuses. Orc versus Chaos. What are we thinking here? I mean, both teams are in quite decent shape.
Yeah, so, I don't know, maybe the Orcs?
The Orcs have a bit more guard, they have more strength too, but the Chaos have claw. I want to say Orcs on this one.
4 MB, it's a bit worrying, right? At least one of those will start to fire.
Yeah.
If you get into a big... I don't know, I'm still going to back the Orcs.
I want to say the same. Claw can be quite unreliable, so I'm gonna go with the more reliable Orcs.
Yeah, it's a solid Orc team.
It is.
Got good. Apart from that one block blitzer, they got a lot of guard. Fair bit, actually, I say a lot. They've got a good amount of guard and a good amount of stand firm and stuff. Yeah, happy to predict Orcs this time.
Cool. Bloodsuckers Inc. versus Team Fantastic. Here we go. It's the mauled on Chaos team versus the impressive, honestly, Vampire team.
Lots of armor 7 to...
Hmm?
Lots of armor 7 to punch.
True. Also, the Chaos have a bunch of tackle.
I'll predict Jimmy, I think.
I'm gonna go with the Bloodsuckers Inc.
This is an even numbered season, right? So run rate is dropped by like 15% automatically. Just as a reminder.
This season is the exception, just because we're recapping them.
I like it. I like the optimism.
Yes.
I'm still gonna...
You're still gonna go with Jimmy?
Yeah.
Mistakes, I'm telling you. Slanesh's Slaughterers versus Blood to Sand. Ooh, I mean, I want to back Masterful here, because at this point he's our boy, Like we back him for everything. You know him personally, and Like either we recapped him or I was in his div. But I'm gonna go with the Sage, I think.
Yeah. Masterful will get about 300 inducement,
True.
but the Camry, what are they gonna get? Like a wizard, maybe?
Wizard, yes.
Um,
So they can make use of that Agi too.
It'll be a good test, won't it? It'll be a good test for Masterful. Because I rate them quite a lot. I think they're seriously good at this game. But Sage is one of the best, so.
I bet they'll go with that one Strength 6
I'm gonna,
Tomb Guardian.
I'm gonna say a draw.
Oh, draw. Gave the
I think I've
Camry a
been
draw.
generous to Masterful. I'm gonna give him a draw.
Okay. Then we have the Moist Owlets versus Wolfbark's Mischief.
Yeah.
Moist Owlets still in a pretty good position, not really taking any damage last game.
I'm predicting. I think I predict Wolfbark almost 100% of the time here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Moist Owlets.
Rats versus elves. It's Wolfbark coaching rats, and he has all the tools he needs. I can't see a world where he doesn't
Doesn't
win.
have an ad one turner.
Yeah, but he's got 300 inducement money.
So?
Well, that'll be a wizard.
Is that gonna buy him an extra turn?
But have claw, good side, and a wizard.
Wizards are mostly useful against the bash teams, though. Like a good elf team might. I mean, I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
I agree. A good elf team, it's not as useful, but it's still quite useful. There's a reason they nerfed it. It's in every match.
Also, just
Yeah,
look at the elf
I'm
team.
gonna say Wolfbark. I'm gonna say Wolfbark.
Like the elf team has what 3 strength ups, 2 agi ups, and a movement up. I'm gonna go with the elves. Elves.
Okay.
Elves hold a special place in my heart. Which is weird to say as a Chorf coach at the moment.
Yeah, you are a Chorf coach. So keep reminding everyone that you are a Chorf coach.
I'm still a high elf coach. I'm just taking a temporary hiatus.
They're not letting you back in the high up Discord server, dude. You played Chorfs.
I want them to let me back in. I'm so lonely.
You should know what I do and storm out and say that you're going to play goblins and that you're sick of all that high agi nonsense.
They would have figured me out at some point. Because they go through the entire like sign-ups list for all like races, and then
That's pretty much the direct opposite to the goblin Discord. We're just pulling in whoever's got. If someone says in either of any Discord, like, "Oh, I kind of like goblins," like we're instantly in their DMs giving them invites and like begging, like getting them in.
you know what's funny? Because I mean, this is super off topic, but the High Elf Discord.
This is what we do. This is our specialty.
The link to the High Elf Discord wasn't publicly available for a lot of seasons, because we had this like thing where if someone wanted to join us, we would have to curate them personally.
That's such a high elf thing to do.
Yeah, it was like
so
high elf, right? So the high elf Discord was for the longest time like the only Discord that wasn't.
You have to get their
to the
ancestry records. You have to dox them. Get their ancestry records to make sure that they're, you know, you've got the pedigree.
Yeah. But after a while, we realized that anyone who was playing high elves kept like asking where the high elf Discord was and if there was any. So it's like, well, we're inviting anyone anyway, so they might as well join by themselves. It's whatever.
Not too awkward to keep explaining. Yeah, it's quite an exclusive club, like who you are, so we're not gonna bother. Too lazy to vet you.
They're the one like Discord that's like really active, just talking, but also in kicking out anyone who isn't playing high elves. Like the Chorf Discord and I think the Amazon Discord. I have coaches who don't play those teams anymore.
Goblins is we'll take who we can get.
Yeah, I mean it's goblins, right? It's
exactly. We need numbers on the bench.
Exactly. Back to the thing though, we're almost done. Darkside Dreamers versus the Tanking Generals. Darkside Dreamers notably missing their big retrieval, whilst the Tanking Generals are missing, what is that, 2 Chaos Warriors?
Yeah, back Jester 77 here.
Yeah. Now the
another one of people that we, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think I was in his div at some point.
Another team that we missed in the pre-cap as well, if I remember correctly.
No, we didn't miss the Darkside Dreamers this pre-cap. Oh, you mean last season?
Them. Yeah, last time we recapped them, we definitely missed them in the pre-cap. I remember. We gave them like 2 minutes of coverage all. Yeah. And they managed to win it and go to playoffs in the background.
Now, yeah. Alright, what do we think though? Like the big advantage here for the tanking generals is the tentacles, which you got last game. That is pretty clutch.
Yeah, and I guess you don't really need the strength too much against elves. Like, they're only strength 3.
Then I'm sort
Probably
of
asking them to
hesitant
be a
because
guard.
like he doesn't have any ball carrier. He only has a one tackle. And then it starts looking a bit sketchy.
That's true, I suppose. It's a bit sketchy. This game's been scheduled, by the way, already. I don't know
Oh,
if you noticed. It's
cool.
pinned in to start on the 1st at 8 p.m. UK time. That would be 7 p.m. UTC 0. So do your time calculations from there. But no one's streaming it yet. I might stream that. When's the 1st? Monday. Oh no, I have an exam. No way. Sorry. Oh,
Maybe.
I have an appointment with the specialist at like 10 a.m. and my exam starts at 12. So
That's lovely.
Monday's going to be a fun day for me. Oh, but yeah, I'm going to say Dark.
Dark LD2. Okay, okay. Then, second to last matchup, we have Ruining Everybody's Fun versus the Lords of the Dance. Chorf versus Nurgle. Goody. It's gonna be a fun one, maybe.
Hopefully everything dies.
That's always the hope, right? What are we looking at? Well, the Chorfs, they have some guard, but they're for the most part outstrengthed. They're also missing
Strongman
a
has like
Chorf.
500 more team value than they do. I think I'm going to predict short.
I mean, true, they do have a bunch more team value, but I'm gonna go with Sean Man,
What?
obviously.
You just said that's true. They have a lot more value, but I'm going to go with Sean Man.
Yeah,
Doesn't make
because
sense.
the Ruining Everybody's Fun get 500 in inducements or something, right?
Oh, okay. I was saying like, what are Trolls going to do with 500 inducements? Question mark.
I mean, they've got like the Strength 5 Bull, they've got bribes, a wizard.
Yeah.
Though to be fair,
Pick Morg.
that Agi 5 boxers from your mom, I think it's called, like the Agi 5 goat has been eating bolts for about 3 seasons now,
Yeah, it
and
doesn't
he's
work.
fine.
It doesn't work. Like bolts don't affect him. Watch him die. I
Now,
hope he dies this
bolts
game.
affect him, but it's like the opposite effects. It makes him more powerful.
It bounces, yeah, it increases his power. Perfect.
So
That's why he took stand firm, because he just becomes like electrically charged.
yes,
If you touch him, you just get launched backwards.
it's basically what happens. Um, so yeah, I mean, this can swing anyway because they both have a bunch of claw. So I mean, all you need to do is look at last game last week between Sean Man
Yeah.
and the other Chaos team to see like what happens when one team just gets removals and the other doesn't.
Whoever wins the toss and has some decent claw to start with will probably win this game, unless they make some bad mistakes.
The toss is gonna be pretty big. Well, I say that, but both of these teams have like chaff to put on the LOS, which means that
That is true. There is a lot of fodder to die.
it's not like Chaos where you need to put Beastmen on the
What's
LOS.
happening week 3? Where is Lords of the Dance? Okay, they're playing Crystal Hunter. Who are the Chills playing a week after this? Can't see them. They're playing. Oh, well, they've both got pretty soft matchups, right? Next week they're playing Elves and Rats. So it's not like, let's say, you play against Sean Man, all your chaff dies and gets MNG'd. Then you rock up into Jimmy Fantastic or the Sage the week after with no chaff. Yeah, they'll have a game to bounce, so it should be all right.
Yeah. That's good. Lastly, we have Breakneck Rampage versus the Rat Rebel.
Yep.
Indeed. I mean, the Breakneck Rampage just had one of their big whites die, but they still have two monstrous wolves. Meanwhile, the Rats have Claw Mighty Blow and an one turner.
Yeah. Oh, it's hard to go past Rats with a one turner, but the Necro also have a half decent one turner.
They do, don't they?
It's like half decent. They need players on the pitch to get it.
Getting one push is so easy.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially when this game don't have 3 sidestep to put
Only
on the
actually
element.
3 though, right? So
That
it's
is
no
correct,
guarantee.
but
It's
you're
no guarantee
hoping.
that even if you can get the movement that you do it, there's no sure feet either. It's a sketchy one turn. It's still a one turn, but like
Sure, it's
it's
sketchy,
it's there.
but you think that the Necro have enough killing power right there to at least make sure that the dodges in the back aren't so bad?
Yeah, and I mean the rats have killing power, but it's gonna get there's a bit too much like scary stuff there. And the flesh golems are gonna do a lot of work in this one, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think that was that. We have
We
no
didn't
more
predict who
games.
would win. I was gonna
Oh,
predict
didn't I say Necro?
the. I wasn't. You said Necro. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with rats in the end. Yeah.
Rats. Okay, interesting. Sure.
I was a rat coach in a past life. They're a bit too OP.
If I remember correctly, you like diced everyone in your first season and then got dunked on in your second.
Yeah, you do remember correctly. That's good.
Kind of like me
Um,
in my high elves, actually.
that's probably I swear that's the first thing you've remembered in the last 3 weeks. It is about me playing badly. Of course.
That's because you remind me every week. It's like, oh, how did your Rebel game go? Well, and then, you know,
I think every single time you've asked me, I've been like, well, I made quite a few mistakes, but I had a good laugh.
yeah, that's more or less it.
Yeah. Whereas you're out here, representing Rebel in Chaos Invitational,
Not because I'm
you
good
know,
though.
trying
Because
hard.
it's because he asked me in the first season when no one wanted to join, and now he's too afraid to kick me out.
I see. You're like Ernadar at the World Cup. Cool.
Right. I suppose we'll just end this here, though. I am, as always, Gunnar Signed, joined by Lozra. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.